This conference
Uh,
will now be recorded.
I could not, so I did that yesterday, and today I was trying to create the division and link all these organizations to the back to the company code. But since the ID has changed, the previous TR was, I think, logged, and it was asking me to create a new one, and I don't know how to create a new one. So that's where I got stuck, and that is the current situation.
Oh, that's very simple. Just you need to click on the create button, no? But I can show you that. Will you be able
Okay.
to share the screen so that I can guide you?
Okay, just a minute. Let me know once you can see my screen.
Now I made you the presenter, so now you can share your screen.
Okay.
Uh,
Mm, My Google Chrome stopped working. Just a second. Let me rejoin the meeting, please.
Sir, can you check? Are you able to share the screen? Now I made you the presenter.
2 minutes. Let me check it. Let me check it. Yeah, I think I can share it.
Yeah, I can see the screen. Okay, let me make Krunal as a presenter. Let's see. Krunal, now I made you the presenter. Now you can able
Okay,
to share
now
the
I'm
screen.
getting the
Can you check?
option.
Yeah,
Yeah.
now I can see.
Okay. Mm, yeah, I missed the ID.
It's changed. Yeah, I already mailed you the details.
Yeah, I forgot. Sorry. Okay. Okay. Enterprise structure. Sorry. Yeah, assign sales org. This one. ZK08. You can see my screen, right?
Yeah, you just need to click on just adjacent to our own request. You have something called a plain white sheet, right? Click on that. Yeah, that will create a new request.
Okay.
Just type in the description.
Then
Yeah,
save.
just click on it. Yeah. So it will create a transport request ID, and from there now on you can use that.
Okay. Okay. So sales org is linked.
You can press escape to come back, or F3.
Okay.
Both will lead to your previous screen.
Okay. Okay. Let me open up the PPT. Oh, sorry. Yeah, this one. Right. So this is what I created yesterday.
Perfect.
Right. So distribution channels. What was it? K, I, K, O we created. R and W we created. Sorry. Set R.
You can click on position.
Mm-hmm.
Click on position, and you can type your sales organization. It will take you directly there.
Okay. ZK09.
So you don't have any new entries, so you have to click on new entries and add the entries. Distribution channel, what you want to do.
Set R.
Enter. Yeah, now go on.
Set W. Okay. Right. Okay. And I did not create this division yet. You want
Okay.
me to create that quickly?
Yeah, you can.
And one more thing, we do not link purchase groups to the org, right?
No,
Okay.
we don't.
Definition.
No. Go to the definition, not to the assignment.
Yeah, I'm in definition. Oh,
No,
sorry, I was searching in assignment.
No, I think you have to go down. Go down to sales and distribution. Master data.
Okay.
There you have. Oh, wait.
Distribution channel.
Not this one. Wait. Hang on. Let me figure it out. Go to the enterprise structure and see if it is not there in the definition.
Definition, sales and distribution. No, I have only these 4 options.
You don't have a division here. Fine. Go down. Open logistic general. Above. You have here.
Okay. Copy. Let's copy. Okay.
You done, Kunal?
Yeah, I created one division and linked it to the sales org.
Yeah. I hope it's fine then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then shall we move on to the next one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Probably I will take out the screen now. I have to grasp the screen from you. Can you
How
stop?
do I stop sharing this? Okay. Yeah.
Let me know once you can see it.
Yeah, I can see.
Okay. Now today we will see it about the site management.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So as yesterday we have seen all the site, organizational structure configurations and all those stuff. So today we will see about the next set of, now we will get into the master data creation. To start with, we will see how to create site masters and what are the different types of site master that are existing in the system for us to play with. So in fact, in earlier stages in R3 system, site master is nevertheless is never the it's never a master data, but it was a config data, meaning they were created as a config parameter in the SPRO screens. But as far as retail system is concerned, site is treated as a master data. The reason, the primary reason and focus of having this moved from config to a master data is, in retail you tend to create many sites, right? You open a lot of stores, you open a lot of DCs and so on and so forth. So if you keep that as a configuration parameter, every time you will have to go for a release, and you have to look for a transport request and make stuff, and creating sites become more rigid, and it is not so flexible as the business wants it to be. But whereas in R3, or whereas in case of conventional manufacturing or production, the site or the plant or the warehouse, whichever that you are going to create, is once in a blue moon, right? So if you're going to create a production plant, it's going to be a big hell lot of tasks and all those stuff. So it can go on it can have its own pace, it can have its own sweet time, and so that you can go or depend on a release. Whereas in retail, it's not that way, right? So today business will be aggressive, and they say like, okay, I want to open 2 stores tomorrow, or like in this month, down the line, somewhere in Mumbai, I just want to open 2 stores. So just like that, they will come up with the business proposals, and we need to support them. So if we are dependent on configurations and releases, it will take its own time, and it will delay the growth of the business. So that's why it is moved as from a config parameter to a master data. Okay. So basically that's the reason for moving from a configuration to this one. That's the rationale behind it. And since site, as I said in the beginning, from a retail business perspective, there are 2 types of sites. One is a distribution center, and it is a store, right? Distribution center is something that we stock the products on a wholesale and supply the stock to the stores as and when it's required. Whereas store, as it is, if you look at it, they are the actual sale point, right? So customers walk in, they buy the stock and move on. So that's the actual sale point. So as I said, site master will be treated as a master data, and therefore they would be created in the EC access screen and not in the SPRO screen. So that's the introduction about the site masters. So basic category. So based on the nature of that site category, they are classified broadly into 2 categories. One is belonging to a distribution center or a wholesale warehouse, and the other category is the store. Okay. So even in system, we classify with the same thing category. So site category equal to A, meaning they are stores. Site category equal to B, meaning it's a DC. Okay. Predominantly, this category will actually distinguish what type of site it is. It's a DC or a store. So from a supply chain standpoint, if you look at it, each site will have these 3 functions. Like they can perform a customer function, they will perform a vendor function, they are all together as a site as well, right? So if you look at a DC from a supply chain standpoint, they will be act as a customer when they receive the stock from the external vendors, and they will act as a vendor when they supply stock to the other stores or other DCs, right? Whereas store, they are a site master, and they most probably behave as a customer because they normally get the items from the supplying DC. And very rare scenario, they will behave as a vendor, but it's not you cannot say that store will never perform as a vendor in case of intercompany transfers, right? And store, both the companies belong to you, and you wanted to transfer the stock from one company plant to the other company plant, meaning the supplying store will become as a vendor to the receiving store. So they can, but in most cases they won't be. So clear with that?
So only from an internal accounting or something like that purpose, we are considering it is not a vendor. Otherwise, for general operations with the external customer store is always considered it would be considered a vendor, right?
Come again on that.
So you say store is usually on the customer side and not on the vendor side, right? Apart
No.
from the internal transfers.
Yeah, from an internal this is purely from a supply chain standpoint. So it is like store will act as or behave as a customer when they receive the stock from a internal DC, right? Because that is from a supply chain. But when this store sell the stock to the other external customers, that is completely moving towards the sales perspective.
Okay.
Okay, so from a system point of view, the sites will have so many parameters, like they might have any general sites will have whatever the articles they are going to handle. So basically they are enter merchandise category. We will see what merchandise categories in the upcoming classes, and what are the unloading points for the site masters, and what are the partner functions, and what storage locations they can handle, whether it is returns or it is a sales storage location and all those stuff. And if this site will also have additional storage locations, which is warehouse maintained or all those stuff, right? And what are the departments the store can handle, what are the receiving points, right? All these stuff.
Okay.
Okay, so coming back to site profile. So site category, the one which we saw, defines what kind of site it is, right? It is whether it is a DC or a store. When it comes to site profile, it determines what kind of site parameters that it will contain, right? Meaning whether that site profile, like what is the number range it should carry. When you, it's like one numeric number range, or it's an alphanumeric number range, or it's purely a text, or whatever number ranges in which you will create the site IDs. And it will also include what kind of site category that sites we are going to create, whether it is a DC or a store, right? And actually what kind of customer account groups and vendor account groups we will create. And field status group means what they will actually determine, like say for instance there are 100 fields in a site master, which one you want to make it as a mandatory, which one you want to make it as an optional, which one you want to make it as a hidden one. So that will be controlled based on the site field status. Okay, so these are the things, major things. And now if you look at this, you have something called copy rule. So copy rule is nothing but it is a it's kind of a best practice given by SAP. Like in case of when you create site master, it is a very crucial piece of information. And whatever the information that you have created in site master, for some reason you have created it wrongly with wrong site category or something, it is not an easy task to correct that. So normally you have to archive the site, okay, then delete it, then you create a new one. So it's a very tedious activity. So it is normally you have to have an accurate information before you create a site master. So in order to avoid those things and all, what happens, and moreover you create a lot of site masters, right? So you have to do more configurations for all each and every sites. So in order to ease out those things, SAP has come up with a functionality called copy rule. So what does this copy rule contains is all the standard configuration tables that are relevant for this site master will be added in that copy rule, and that copy rule will be assigned to the site profile. So we will create a site master that is like a reference site, and we will do all the configurations to that site master. Okay, now when we create a new site and we use the same we use this copy rule, and that copy rule will ensure that all the configurations are copied from that reference site to the newly created site. In that way it will ease out our work, and it will also maintain the accuracy. Clear?
Yep.
So that's the purpose of copy rule. So blocking reasons, there are reasons where you might need to temporarily shut down your site for various reasons, like renovation, or you are temporarily switching, shifting your store from one place to the other, or you wanted to permanently shut down the site. There are many reasons, right? So for which you wanted to block the site. So that meaning blocking, you don't want to sell it, or you don't want to purchase any new products to that. You don't want to procure any new products to that site or anything as such, right? So for that reason, you can set up blocking reason with a defined validity period. So block from or block to. During that tenure, based on the blocking reason that you set, the site will not be able to perform or discharge its duties. So for instance, blocks can be based on order block, delivery block, or billing block. Accordingly, they will not. If in case if it is an order block is set, the that site will never be able to place any stock transfer orders or purchase orders. If it is a delivery block, it will not be able to process any deliveries. Whereas if it is a billing block, it will not be able to bill any customer. So meaning it cannot sell anything. Clear?
Yes.
Okay. So that is to explain about what site master it is. So let's get into the system. So you have the screenshots of creating site master. Okay.
Okay.
So before that, I'll just show you in the system, but you can keep this as for your reference. Okay, what is the user ID?
Just a second.
New ISR2, right?
No, ISR 002. Password is India123, all in small.
Okay, now let's go to the SPRO. First, let me show the config behind that. So go to Logistic General, Control Data, Plan Master. Then you have Control Data. Okay, first let's see one by one. First, let us see site profiles. So site profile will determine what kind of site you are creating and what numbering and all those stuff, right? So standard for site profile for standard site profile for creating DC is 0100, and store for without intercompany billing is 0110, and store with intercompany billing is 0120. Say for instance, let's create a new site profile. Okay, copy. So as I said, in SAP, whenever you are going to create your own and copying it, always ensure you copy it from the standard and rename it with your customer namespace. Okay, so it normally starts with Z or Y. Okay, so
Okay.
Z1100. Okay, let's create. So this site category will determine what kind of site we are going to create. If it is a DC or a store, so we are going to create DC. So for whenever we create customer relevant functions, what number ranges they should carry, what fields they should carry, that will be controlled based on this 0100 customer account. Similarly for vendor account group. Okay, and field site, right? So I said, so whatever fields you wanted to hide it or you wanted to make it mandatory or optional, you can control for each screen, right? Say for instance, organizational structure. Say like, if I show you this. See, you have many screens, right? Organizational structure, address, calendar, inventory management, listing, and inventory management listing. Say, for instance, in valuation and inventory management, these are the fields. So now in this, okay. Now if you see valuation at retail, right? This field, we wanted to make it as mandatory or optional or required. So that depends on how you want it to. So similarly, retail revaluation profile, value-based inventory management, right? So each and every field you can have, you will have the control at the configuration, whether if you want to hide it or mandatory. Clear?
Okay.
So that's what it is. So this is all done. So now we will give here, whenever we use the site profile to create real sites, which reference site it should refer to. Okay, and what copy rule it should refer to. So in order to create customer function, which customer reference customer it should take and reference vendor it should take. These are the things. So we will work on these things now. For now, we will just create a site profile. Okay. Now save it. Now save it. Similarly, we will create one more. for this one. Okay, push it. Now click on copy as, click on 0110. Okay, I'll put this way. Okay, so here you will have only customer because it is a store. Okay, so no, nothing. I'll just, for now, I'll save it. So now we have created 2 new site profiles, right?
Hmm.
Where is the try? Okay, so what is this we have for site master? Site profile, what we have created? V, oh God, how do I edit it?
Open with Google Sheets in the middle.
Okay, for now, for site relevant, we will take. So site profiles we will create. What are the things we created?
DC and store, no?
Z100 and Z110 we have created, correct? Okay, this is the site profiles we have created. So now we will move on. Now next is copy rules. So as I said, this copy rule will contain all the relevant configurations that that is required for any site master, right? So now if you look at it, all the standard tables are assigned. So this copy rule we will link it to our site profiles. Say for instance, we will link our copy rules here. 01, save, come back, copy rule 01, save, right? And similarly, blocking reasons if you want, you can say. So this is Z1, so I will create one Z1. So this is for renovation. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So for during renovation, we will set everything. Okay. We will set everything. We will block everything. Pass outbound. We will block everything. Start planning. Here we will throw. Okay. So we will set everything. Now it's blocked. If you want, you can. This is how you configure the blocking reasons. So rest everything is not that important at the moment. So let's move on. So now I'll show you how to create new site masters with using our site profile. So the transaction code for creating site master is WD01. Okay. Before that, I will show you customer account groups, right? I showed you, right? So that will determine the number ranges. So let's ensure that it is the external number range. So for that, you go to financial accounting new, accounts receivables and accounts payables. Under that you have customer accounts, under that master data, under master data preparation of creating, then define account groups with screen layout and customer. So our account group is 0110100, right? So for this you have this one, and similarly we will assign number ranges to this account group. So here we have something called define and assign number range. Where is it? Could you see that? Yeah, here it is. Assign number range to customer account groups. So ours is 0100. So 01 and 01 are the number ranges. Let's look into it. Sorry. Ours is Z1, right? This is the one, 01001. So let's look into it. What is the number range 01 stands for? So 01 is not external. So we should assign this double X so that we can use all our alphanumeric ones, whichever we need. So
I am not getting this.
I'll tell you. See, the number ranges will determine what kind of ID that you can create, right? Say, for instance, if I want to create a site master with ID like DC01, right?
Mhm.
So it is an alphanumeric number range. So I need to create a number interval accordingly, correct? In order for me to do that. So what I do is, first I create a number range. So create number ranges for customer account group. So these are the existing account groups, I mean number ranges. So 01, if I earlier it was 01. So it will restrict me to create site masters within this number range only, 4001
Okay.
to 40099. So I don't want to limit myself. So I just used an external number range. So A to Z is it. So I can use any numbers freely.
But A to this ZZZ is only alphabetical, right? Or we can use alphanumeric here.
Alphanumeric, that's what I was saying. So you can
Okay.
create DC01, DC2, anyways like that. So I
Okay.
have created this number range and I'm assigning this number range to my account group. Got it?
Okay.
This assign number range, I use this. We were using these two. So I'm assigning that external number range. Similarly, I do it for vendors as well. Go to vendor, master data, preparation, then account groups. So we were using 001, correct? For this, we need to see what is assigned. 001 assigns to, so double X. So double X is always external. So let's not worry about that. Double
So
X is
anything, yeah, anything copied from 0001 or those two DCs, or was it DC or 0100 or whatever the range was, anything copied from that will have that this same number range intervals with them configured.
no. See, you have a site profile, right?
Hmm.
This is the one. Sorry, this is the ones you have created.
Hmm.
Under this site profile, you have customer account group and vendor account group, right?
Right.
This site profile will control what site ID that I can create here.
Hmm.
After that, I also have two things, right? Customer and vendor. So this customer, right? What number ID I should create when I create a customer function for this ID. So here for this site master, this site ID and customer ID are same. So if I want to achieve this, it should be both in external, right? If it is internal, system will automatically generate a random number from the intervals that were assigned. Say for
Hmm.
instance, earlier it was 4001 to 4020. So I might create a site master with DC01 as site ID, but customer can be like 4001. So I don't want to encounter that. So that's why I put everything as an external number range so that I can decide what I need.
Correct, but we have already created these site profiles, right? Z100 and Z110.
Just create a site profile. We have not created a, see, this is a site ID
Hmm.
created using a site profile P120. Similarly, we will create one more, we will create a site master using the site profile Z100, sorry, and Z110. Are you with me?
Yes, but one thing I'm not understanding is we created those external, what was that? Can you go back? Yes, this external number range intervals,
This was
right?
only for the customer and vendor account groups. That's what I was again and again insisting in. You're with me? So
Okay,
I was adjusting the number ranges for these things only, not for this one. This is always external.
okay,
Only for customer and vendor, I was adjusting it.
okay, okay.
So now come back. Okay. Now let's go and create the site master. So file, site create. Okay, now let's create. So I will create ZK ZDC1. Is that okay? So site level I'll use Z100, which is our right.
Yeah.
Z100. Okay. So for DC I will use ZDC1. Okay. Right. ZDC1. Similarly for store I will create ZST1. Okay. We'll create ZDC2. ZST2. So we will have to create a reference sites, right? First of all, so that our task will become easy.
Okay.
Why am I not able to cut it? Okay. So this one is ZRDC. It's the reference DC, and this will be ZRST, right? Reference DCs and reference stores. So first, our task is to create reference DC. So now let's go with it. ZRDC. Okay, this we will use this. Now we will go enter. So company code. What is the company code that we have been using it?
I think ZK08. Oh, ZK01.
Okay. So purchasing organization also ZK01. Sales organization is also ZK01. Right. And we will use the retail distribution chain. So let's go with ZR and ZK. And what calendar it should use. Okay. So general logistic calendar with all 7 days working. Okay. Clear? Now you remember, that is why I said now we have linked all the site master to the company code, purchasing on sales on everything we have done. So we need not do anything in the backend. Here with me?
Yep.
Here is the enterprise structure. Here I was showing you, right? In assignment, you need not do these things and all. Assign assign sales organization distribution channel to site, and similarly for material management, assign purchasing organization to site. These things and all you need not do, because you will do it in the easy access screen.
Okay.
So you've done everything. Similarly, you go to address and just give reference DC. Okay. Okay, this is just for a reference time. So reference DCs will need to have only the essential parameters, not all things, right? Whatever mandatory, that alone you can keep it, because these details and all will vary from DC to DC. So need not concentrate on those stuffs. Okay. Sales or retail price. Why is it made? See, now if you look at it, this is a mandatory one. For DC, we need not need sales or price at all. So what we will do, we will come back. Do you want to cancel first thing? Yes. So what we will do, we will go and make this adjustment. So go to logistic general, plant master, control data, site profile, go to DC, click on field status site, valuation and inventory management. Where is that field? Yes. Valuation at retail, everything is. So it says so it's in the valuation and inventory management. Sales org retail price, the distribution. So it is valuation at retail. So it can be a display one. Okay. So I don't need anything to give it. Similarly, revaluation point, fine. Save this. Okay, now let's go P100 we have selected, enter K01, K01, ZK01, ZK, ZZ. Yes, it's still coming. Valuation retail, I just gave it as for a display purpose, right? So it went to display.
Yep.
Similarly, ZK01, ZK, right? Yes, now it's done. So we have suppressed it. Okay, so we don't need it actually. So let's give reference and US English evaluation. We don't need this. We just give a grouping code. This is for FI parameters, so we not worry. Just this will determine. It will make our work easy to determine the GLs, general
Okay.
ledger, for that purpose only. So otherwise nothing is required. So negative stock is allowed, meaning even if there might be situations in retail, right? The stock would be not in the system, but physically it could be present. So in order to ensure the sale is not hampered, you will allow the negative sale. So even though the system is not having the stock as systematically, when the product is physically available, you will be able to sell, and the quantity will go in negative quantity. So it just will go as -1, -2. So later you will do a physical inventory and adjust it. Okay.
Okay.
So for that purpose, this will be used. And listing and everything we will see later. Okay. There is a separate subject. I'll take you the relevance of this when we come to that topic. Okay. So for now, let's park it. Then let's move on. Purchasing. So do you have a regular vendor for this DC or not? So then remaining everything is like normal. What do I say? If you have any transportation management, which supply region this site belongs to. Okay. Then return on investment, if it is required, what is the calculation? So these things and all, you can use it in BW to calculate what is the ROI calculation, all those stuff, right? So if you want to convert the automatic order conversion, that is, if you place a PR, purchase requisition, should that be converted to purchase order based on the regular vendor settings and all those stuff? Yes, that will be used. And pause, this will also we will park for now. When we come to the pause outbound and inbound, I'll take you the relevance of it. Okay. So now let's create the customer master element. So customer, see, now since I used an external number range, it has brought me the same thing, same number range. So I will use the same thing, ZK01 ZK, right? So let's what happened? Okay, it's not defined for customers. Perfect. So when you receive this error, it means what happens, what you need to do is there is an entry called TVKO entries, TVTA, right? TVTA tables. So if there are no entries, then probably you'll receive this error. So for that, in order to correct, what you need to do is go to sales and distribution, master data, define common distribution channels. So what is ours? One ZK01, correct? We don't have entry. So it is for ZI, it should be ZI, ZI, and ZO, ZO, or ZR, ZR. I'm intentionally not doing for yours because when you create, you will receive errors. Now you have to go and make this settings as I do. Okay.
Okay.
Then define common divisions. Go to ZK01 and give our divisions. ZK, ZK. So the remaining two you created, I believe. So you have to go take those things. Okay. Now done. Come back. So go to our, because now it went in. Clear? So
Yep.
now that bypassed. Because whenever you encounter error, then only you will have that things remember in your subconscious mind. So it's better that you correct it. Okay. Reconciliation account is used for a reconciliation with the customers. Okay. So whatever sales that you do with this site master, all the customer balances will come and hit this account so that you can reconcile. So there are so many fields, but we will not use all those stuffs. So these things anyways we will see in detail in the customer master and vendor master. For now, I'll just proceed ahead and save it. Okay. And similarly go to and create vendor. And it is ZRTC, company code is ZK01, purchasing organization is ZK01. Oh, why it's saying enter a number with no, it's still issue. Checked. Accounts receivables and payables, vendors, master data, operation. This is external only, right? Okay, account group is Z100. Shit, we did a mistake here. For Z100, we should have assigned it 0100. It is the worst part is like if you do any mistake, you'll have to go. You cannot rectify it, so you have to come back from the beginning because you're stuck, right? Now not
Okay.
allowed. The error will be still there, so you'll have to go back and come from the beginning. That's the worst part, sad part as well. I am just rushing it so that we cover it. Okay, rest everything is not quite. Just the grouping code. This thing I said we will see later. Facing distribution, I will run this thing alone. Cross edge and thing. So layout, we are not going to block anything, so just leave it. So for customer, can use ZK01. ZK01. Okay. Now come back to vendor. Now it is automatically populating. ZK01. Similarly, move on, move on, move on. Just click on the recon account and share the one of the AI. So it's the inventory account. Let's select trade payables. So it should be USD currency. So there are these things we will see in detail when we come back to the customer and vendor functions. So what is the purchasing group that we were using?
ZK0.
Okay. ZK0. Okay. Save it. Okay, so now we have created. So one thing that you need to remember, whenever you create a site, ensure that customer vendors are created without forgetting, because if you create a site and just save it without creating customer and vendor, it will be a very big problem for you to again recreate, I mean link and create. You have to do lot many stuffs behind that. Okay, so
Okay.
ensure that do it everything. So I have created the DC. So this is the copy rule. Now we don't have any configurations that to be copied. So just I'll proceed now for now. Okay. So DC is created. Similarly, I'll create store as well. So get RST, get 100, push it. For this, the site profile is different, right? You should have remembered me.
110.
Set 110. Okay. So that it is a store distribution sign. So you will not have the vendor function, only customer function. Because in the site profile, that's how we define it, right? There is the
Yep.
logistic general, plant master, control data, the site profile. So
Store without.
because we had both the functions, whereas in Z110 we had only customer. That's the reason. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So now ZZ address. Okay. So proceed. Reference store, right? Store. Okay. US English. Code is 201. But for store, we will have the retail price, right? So we will put ZK01 and this will be retail distribution chain. So for store, you will have a negative stock alert, but for DC, we will not have negative stock alert because the inventory should be accurate, right? So we don't need that. So that's why. Purchasing and distribution, we will just have automatic auto conversion. That's it. Then let's go to the customer. ZK01, ZK01, ZR, ZK, enter. This is the recon account. Enter. Okay, just give the tax alone as taxable. Okay. Now save it, confirm. So now I have created all the both the site masters, right? Now we will do all the configurations related to that. So the first configurations that we will be doing is go to the enterprise structure, definition, logistic execution. We will create the shipping points. So first we will create a defined shipping point. So we will use one number and create ZK01, right? Shipping point DC chronal. Okay, it will be US, same thing, same timings. Press enter. Chronal shipping point. Save it. ZK01 is the shipping point that we have created. Then shipping point is nothing but from where the items would be shipped. So whenever they are the items, or whenever you want to create a daily goods delivery or anything, it will refer to that shipping point. From there only the goods will be dispatched. So shipping point is done. Then we have to create the storage locations. Maintain material management, maintain storage location. So we have to ZRST and ZRDC, right? So we will create first storage location. So for store, you will have two storage locations, right? 1000, which is unrestricted. Okay. Then 2000, it's for returns. Okay.
Mhm.
Save it. Save it. Similarly, one more for DC we have to create. Maintain storage location. It will be ZRDC. Similarly, 1000, 2000, it will be returns. So both the storage locations are done. Come back. So definition is done. Now we have to assign the shipping points to the sites. So assign shipping point to site. So command, you can create control F. Command it. Not working. Select this one. ZRDC, right? So select this one. So for this, we need to assign the shipping point. So in order to assign the shipping point, click on the site and click on assign. Now you will get all the sites. So this is our shipping point. Now select that and click on assign. Similarly, select ZRST, click on assign, come back, click on this and save it. So shipping points are assigned. Clear? To the reference DC and
Okay.
reference. Come back, save, back. Assignment is done. For material management, everything is done. So now the major configurations first, let's concentrate. So first is done. Then go to logistic execution. Shipping point determination you need to do. Okay. So for boxed items, what loading point we have to use, and work based on which, because if it is a box means you can use forklift. If it is a hanged items, you have to hang it, right? So likewise. So click on basic shipping functions, then click on shipping, basic shipping functions, shipping points and goods, then assign shipping points, now new entries. So shipping condition at normal condition and loading group 0001, that is for boxed item, and for ZRDC the shipping point would be ZK01. And similarly for normal, for even though you don't have 0001 condition type, ZRDC you will have this condition type. Similarly for exchange storage location and for hangers and for this DC also you will have same condition type. So this is something as supply chain configuration normally. Okay.
Okay.
So we will use
So why are we creating two?
no, in any combinations you will have, it's not required, just for our safety, nothing else. So similarly for store also we will create, because suppose you might forget, so I might forget. So in all permutations and combinations I give this same shipping point, it's there. Okay, done. Back. So shipping point is also done. I believe it should be okay. So the best part is what we can do is, yeah, material management, consumption based planning, plant parameters. Here you have to define the plant parameters. So like what whatever DC is there, we will copy that to ZRDC so that all the parameters will be copied. Similarly, we will create for stores. I'll show you, don't worry. Okay, I'll just show you. This is just a config. What I'm doing, I'll let you know. For store. So now if you go over ZRDC, okay. Now if you look at it, what does it say? It has maintained the number ranges. It maintains what are the available stocks that are allowed in this DC, right? Stock transfer is allowed, block to stock is available, restricted use stock is available. So these are all supply chain parameters that we maintain. Otherwise, you will not be able to do any transactions. Okay. So as we proceed slowly, you will understand these things. Okay.
Okay.
But very premature, but these are the major configuration things that we need to maintain at any cost that we don't need. So I'll open logistic general plant master control data. Where is the site profile? Here it is, copy route. So let's see what are the storage locations we have already maintained. Stock planner is not available. Valid purchasing organization is already done. Stock management for inventory. Site parameters we have maintained. Organizational quantity. Yeah, this is the one. So what we can do is quantity value update. Site parameters done. Value table. Inventory management. Determination of release strategy is not required. Order time, shipping data. I think then it should be we should be okay. Major parameters we have covered. So now we need to maintain only the quantity and value update. So whenever we have the article masters, whether the both quantity and value should be updated or not, right? That will be determined based on this update. So go to types, define attributes of article types. When we come to article master, I will take you in detail, explain you in detail. Okay, so don't worry about that.
Okay.
For this article type, for our DC, both quantity and value should be enabled for both the stores, right? So that's what we need. Similarly, these are the standard article types for retail and fashion. Okay, so I'm just setting that because anyways we will copy from this only. So okay, now all the basic configurations are also done. So now I will show you to create a real DC. Okay, so ZDC1, correct?
1000.
It is Z100. Okay, now if you look at it, since we have, okay, now before that, what we need to do, we have to assign the reference sites to the site profiles, right? Missed that. Where is logistic general? Okay, under the plant master, control data, site profile, ours is Z100. So for this, what is our reference DC, which we created? ZRDC, right? And for this also, it is ZRDC for customer acquisition. ZK01, 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 ZR, ZK, ZRDC, correct? So now everything is done. Similarly, for store, we need to update. It would be ZRST, right?
Yeah.
For this customer only, we will update because we don't have a vendor. Done. Save, back. Now, the moment I give it, automatically from the configuration, it will say, do you want to determine the reference site from the site profile? Yes. So automatically the site reference site will be fetched. Clear? Now I press enter, all the details will be there already pre-filled. It flows from the reference DC. So the address is alone you need to maintain. So you can write Burlington DC. It belongs to US English. Okay. Search term Burlington. Okay. That is from our okay. City New Jersey. Okay. Region would be, we have to give, say, NJ. Okay. Similarly, now you go, everything will flow from the reference site. You need not do anything. Everything will flow. This is the advantage. Okay. So whatever you have given in the DC, everything will flow. Similarly, you go to customer, everything will be flowing from this reference data will flow from the site profile. Just enter. Even here, the data will be copied. Clear? Okay, because this for reference DC we didn't give, so it was not going. Okay. Now, similarly, go to vendor. It will be pre-filled. All the recon accounts, all are pre-filled. Order currency is also pre-filled. Purchasing group is also pre-filled. Okay. Now save it. Now it will say, should I copy the configuration parameters, right? From ZDC1 from ZRDC. So here, if you see, it is in green color, right? For these all, the configuration data is maintained. So these will be copied to the defaults as well. That's what it means if it is in green. Okay. Now confirm, save it. Okay. Similarly, now I'll just create only one site, so you won't create one more. Okay. So ZST1 is what our store, right? And it will be Z110. So Z110. Now we click on it. Oh shit, sorry. Click it. So automatically it will determine from the reference site. If you manually give anything, that will take the precedence. Okay. So always make sure this field is blanked out, so that it picks out from the site profile. Okay. So it's done. So it would be what is the store? I'll put that Kunal store 1. Okay. It is US English Washington DC. Okay. If you see negative stock allowed, we ticked for it. Everything got flown. Okay. Customer. Enter. Everything has flown, so need not worry about it. So here also tax you have to give 111. Enter. Okay. Enter. Now save it. So it would be, you need to confirm. Yes, confirm. Done. Everything is done. Just for your reference, if you see, we have not given anything in the background parameters, right? So now if you go back and see in the enterprise structure, say for instance, assignment, logistic execution, assign shipping point. We did never assigned it for ZDC1 or ZST1, right? But for this, based on the configurations, that is copy role, everything got assigned to C. It copied.
Okay.
So this is the advantage. Similarly, if you go to logistic execution, shipping, basic shipping functions, shipping point in this thing, and that assign shipping points, we will identify ours. See, ZRDC, ZR, ST1, set ST1, ZDC1, everything has come. Clear?
Yep.
Everything. This is how you create the site master. Clear so far?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep.
That's how you do it. So for now, I have updated in the drive. I have updated. So I have created these 3 sites. Maybe if you want, you can try as many sites as you want. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Maybe what you can try is you can altogether create a new reference sites and do all the configurations as I did, so that it will be a good practice for you as well.
Yeah, so what I'll do is in that sheet 2, I'll paste my org structure that I created yesterday, and for that I'll do the same activities.
Yeah, perfect.
So
Absolutely
everything
fine.
is from scratch.
Absolutely fine. Do that.
Okay.
Okay. So that's all I had it for today. Maybe let's meet tomorrow. Okay. Same time.
Can we do it on Saturday, Sundays now? This, I mean, I'm weekdays or work days would become very difficult for me daily.
Absolutely fine. Not a problem. Depends on yours.
Right.
That's fine.
So yeah, Saturday, are you free in the mornings, just like we did yesterday?
Ping me in on Friday. Message me.
Mm-hmm.
I'll reply based on my convenience. I mean, I'll see how it goes, because it's premature for me to decide it now. I'll
Okay.
I'll I'll confirm you on Friday. Maybe you can drop me a message.
Okay.
You
Just
can
let
mail
me
me.
know your number.
That's fine.
Sorry?
You can mail me on Friday. I can confirm
Okay.
you.
Perfect. Yeah.
If you have convenient time, if it suits me, we'll take it, or otherwise we will decide and agree upon.
Agreed. Agreed.
Okay.
Okay.
Perfect then. See you tomorrow. See you then on Saturday.
Weekend. Yep. Thank you. Bye.
போலாமா?